D2D reps and team leaders, whether you're riding solo or you have a whole team with you, we're going to add real estate investing to your tool belt. This has been crazy. We built this from the ground up. Deals that we've been doing for sales pros, deals that we've run into. We're going to show you how you're leaving thousands of dollars on the table, as well as assets that could be added into your buy and hold portfolio. So there's lots of deals on the table in real estate. I know this sounds kind of odd, but it's how we got started. I'm going to show you guys how we're doing this right now with teams. But I started in Vivint. I was selling security systems door to door in college, transitioned over to Legacy, selling solar, had a lot of success, was able to buy my first property as a senior. I did it the traditional route, had to get a co-signer. You guys know as 1099 reps, it's very hard to qualify. The interest rates are now high. Numbers don't really make sense. So I got in luckily on that one prior to the interest rates going up. But I wanted to figure out how to scale. And so since then, in the last about year and a half, I've added over 15 doors to my portfolio with no credit checks, no banks, no loans. I'm going to show you guys how you can run into these deals and really add this kind of real estate to your portfolio as well and make money along the way. So this is a ton of deals, HUD statements from door knocks as well, thousands of dollars that have been made in wholesale fees, flips, and anything that you're running into from door knocking. We're going to show you how you guys can get some of these checks along the way. Again, this is no credit checks, no banks, no tax returns, no real estate license. So anyone can go out and find these if you know how to create the deal and really source these leads. So this is not designed to be income replacing. Door-to-door guys are killing it. You have no barrier to entry or no marketing spend. And these real estate deals can be found on the doors. Your neighborhood, you know it better than anyone else. And these are leads that no other wholesalers or people are typically running into because you're having the conversations on the doors. Selling and recruiting is the money-making machine. I spent thousands and thousands of dollars on mentorships and education to learn what we know now, but take advantage of the opportunity you're in and then add this as a tool on your tool belt, and I'll show you guys how we're doing this. But no better lead is the one that you've already built rapport with face-to-face. This is why you're able to close big deals and why door-to-door is so successful is you're right there. I'm here right now. I'm going to close this deal. It's the same thing in real estate, except you guys usually tune out a lot of the leads that may not work for your product that could be thousands of dollars or your next rental property. And we're going to show you how this is really possible and how we're doing it right now. So knocking doors is, again, free lead generation. There's wholesalers and us spending thousands of dollars on marketing. Take advantage of the leads you already have right in front of you. And how can this actually be implemented onto the door? So right here, here's some real life deals we're actually working on now or recently closed. I'm going to get into this because there's 3 different strategies with every real estate lead that comes in, really probably even more, but 3 that we focus on that either generate revenue or a way that we can acquire the asset and hold that as a rental or create some sort of passive income / equity opportunity. So we have Vivint opportunity here. We had a solar deal we just got under contract from Tanner. And then we have another one from a roofing lead with Max that was a sub 2 deal. So I'm going to break this down on how these different leads can turn into deals whenever you're knocking doors. So a wholesale deal, this was Isaiah sold a lady a Vivint security system, and basically she just through conversation said, hey, I inherited this house across the street. It's really run down. I need to sell it quick. It was her mom's house, basically in terrible condition. You can see there's diapers laying everywhere. But I was able to get on the phone with her, got the deal under contract. So this is a wholesale deal. She has a lot of equity, so they need to have plenty of equity, own the house for a while. Needed to close it ASAP, so they needed the money. They didn't want to be responsible for the holding costs, the taxes, utilities, all this stuff that was wrong with the house. So she was able to accept a low cash offer just to get out of that quick. Because she had enough equity and because the house was in terrible condition, it couldn't be sold retail. So we're assigning this to another buyer for a big fee. We'll make the assignment fee without having to actually purchase it or do that work. I'm handling everything A to Z for Isaiah here, but prime example of a wholesale deal. This next one is a novation, so pretty creative, but Tanner was selling solar. He tried to sell this guy solar. He failed credit because of missed mortgage payments. Brought up that there was potentially an upcoming foreclosure. He immediately thought of me. He was able to get him on the phone, and he just brought up the option like, hey, have you ever looked at just selling it for the foreclosure? And he said, yeah, I've looked at that option. Once I got him on the phone, I was able to pitch him a few different options. But for a novation, they also got to have equity. In this case, the house was actually in decent condition. It was outdated, but he wasn't able to really accept that low cash offer that I needed to wholesale it. But I knew that some retail buyer could come in and move into this house. There might be some minor things that we'd have to do prior to closing, but I told him, hey, if you can give me this number, I'll find a retail buyer, and we're going to get a lot higher price from someone that's going to live in there. So once we get that buyer in place, it'll be a big fee, but this is from someone that just didn't qualify for a solar lead, and he brought up that conversation. The next one was subject to. So this is a hack and what a lot of people are seeing right now with creative finance. So this is just taking over someone's mortgage payments and buying the house subject to that financing. So yes, you do take title. Yes, you get the tax benefits. You are the owner, but you didn't have to qualify and get a new loan. You're just taking over the payments on an existing loan. So this story is crazy. Max had this lead sold. It was a roofing deal. The insurance check was granted to the homeowner, and right when that happened, the homeowner passed away, unfortunately. So now his 6 kids have just inherited this house, and he has no equity. So he bought this house on a VA loan with 0 money down 2 years ago. So the value of the house is pretty much the same as what he owes on the house. So if he were to go sell this on the market to, with a realtor, pay closing costs, commissions, they would actually have to bring like $10,000 to $13,000 just to sell that house, which no one wants to do. So we're still in touch with them, but prime example of a subject to deal where we can just buy it, taking over their existing payments, and they can walk out from under that mortgage, not be responsible from the house. We can be very little to no money down in this situation and go rent out this house. We can make it an Airbnb. We can just hold this in our portfolio. And a perfect example of someone that's either has no equity, or if they're behind on their payments and that cash offer doesn't work, this is where we're going to offer subject to our creative finance solution to buy it and take over the payments. This is how I've done every single one of my houses. Super cool strategy and deals that you can run into on the doors just like Max did. Again, how do we find these deals? I know you saw these examples. I'm going to go into this a little bit deeper. So those are 3 deals that we've done or are working on right now. But take advantage of conversations that you already have. So as you're talking to homeowners, you hear these things like we're selling or we're moving. Typically, you either overcome that to see if it's a smokescreen, if they're serious about it, or you can dive a little bit deeper and see how soon they're trying to sell. Is the house in decent shape? Why are they looking to sell? Is there some sort of motivation to get this done quickly? And is that house even in the condition to be able to sell at retail? So if they need to move quick, if the house is in bad shape, that's a prime lead for a wholesale deal. And just tell them, hey, we're in this area, we buy houses, or my partner buys houses, and he can help you, move it really quick. If they're not even looking to sell, you can get past that as well and just sell them your product, because sometimes that's just a smokescreen. But a lot of times they can't afford it or they had a credit fail. So if it's missed mortgage payments, the house just looks run down and they're strapped for cash, maybe they just need to get a cash offer in their house and get some money in their pocket. So you can bring that up. Inherited property, so someone that passed away, just like I showed you guys with Isaiah. Divorce is a big one. If someone isn't going through divorce, you can bring up the conversation of, oh, what do you guys plan to do with the property? We actually are looking for one in this area. We might be able to help. And then just dig a little bit deeper. It can be just a couple more questions, but divorce, 90% of the time, they're going to have to sell. And then signs of distress. So rundown house, overgrown grass, those properties that look like no one can keep up with it, the vacant ones, the ones that smell like shit because it's a hoarder house. Those are prime wholesale deals. Although it might be vacant, if we can get in touch with that owner or leave a note on the door, be open to a cash offer at a major discount to where we can get that, wholesale deal or flip or even a rental property. So I'm going to show you guys how you can do this, but these are 5 big things that you're going to run into on the doors, and you can turn this into a patient of, you being a home buyer or being able to help their situation. So utilize your canvassing apps. If you're, on a team, you probably have something you're using, but you can mark down every house that looks like it's in distress. I would tag those, and get the app Deal Machine. Deal Machine is great if you're, not using a canvassing app, or if you just want something a little bit better. You can call these homeowners straight from the app. You can tag it. I can actually send them a mailer straight from the app, but I really like it because I can just immediately give them a call. I can tag all the lists, and I know who to go back and reach out to. So I would just add these every single week, and then on a Sunday, I would reach out to them. It's super effective if you can leave a note on the door. This has been probably our biggest wholesale deal we've ever had, was from simply leaving a note on a distressed property that was overgrown. The executor of the estate, so someone passed away, called my brother. We got it under contract at a huge discount and made the largest assignment fee. It was a $100,000 deal. But that is a very one-off. Again, that doesn't happen all the time. If you guys learn how to negotiate price and how to find these deals, there is a ton of opportunity in that. But you got to utilize the apps and keep track of these things and be super consistent, just like you would with anything else. The last thing, and to find the best deals is a way that you can actually target homeowners that need to sell their house quick, is checking the county pre-foreclosure list. So we do this all the time in our area. You can type in whatever county you're in, foreclosure notice. For example, this one was in Bell County. It's a very basic one. Not all of them are this easy, but it'll show the upcoming October auctions, November, December, and then if you click on it, you kind of can sift through these and find the homeowner's address. So reported address, the Crestview Drive right here. I would put those into a list on something like this. We have a very extensive one, but you can then download Straightaway, which is an app that's optimized for routing lists. And then you can track the fastest ones. I would do this on days off. I would do this in the off season or before or after the doors. Again, don't use this as a distraction. It's just another tool that can be added because there's foreclosures everywhere. So these people all need to either catch up their payments, modify their loan, or sell their property. 90% of the time, they don't want to sell the house. So this is a whole nother sales pitch that you got to target, and you have to lead with service because they don't typically want to sell. So if you want to see our door knocking script for foreclosures, DM me on Instagram script. We'll shoot that over to you. But this is a full sales script for this, and it's very good targeted lists. Not everyone answers the door. Make sure you leave a note on the door that says, give me a call, put my phone number, because like 30% of these people answer. And you could go a whole day door knocking and no one answers, and that's why people usually quit or don't keep knocking doors. If you stay consistent, you have enough conversations, these people have to do something. So you're going to run into leads. You just now have to know what to say to them. Right here, Jackson, this kid is 20 years old and did his first 2 deals. First one was a $90,000 assignment fee, and we had my brother right here signing this deal outside the house, but had no idea what to say. The guy was in foreclosure. It was an ultimate laydown. Again, you don't run into this very often, but the guy basically said, hey, I knew I'm in foreclosure. What are you going to do with it? Probably need to sell. And he had us come over, helped him out, close the deal, and he made $50,000 out of that one deal. But that took, a month of knocking doors and a laydown to run into. So it's not something where you can just go to the next door and go sell that person a, solar system, security system, pest control service. So it's not something that should, again, be, replacement, but a supplemental add onto what you're already doing. This sub 2 deal, these are the deals that you can run into when you are knocking foreclosures or, coming across distressed property owners. So he helped this person stop a foreclosure. He actually got money into their pocket, but Jackson got paid to buy this rental because he partnered with someone. He inherited over $200,000 of equity, taking it subject to, and it's cash flowing. So he's helping them get, relocated, helping them stay there for, extra time to help them put their mom into a nursing home. They're getting money out of it. They stopped the foreclosure, and he's able to get a property with over $200,000 in equity. Something you would never find in a typical, rental that you're going to go purchase, but crazy deal. This kid did it at 20 years old, both of these from knocking foreclosures. So why should this be supplemental to door-to-door? I think a lot of people ask me they want to get into wholesaling. This is a whole nother business in itself. There's contracts, title work, buyers, these different exit strategies, figuring out what the house is worth, what you need to get it under contract for. It's a learning process, right? But when you run into these situations, this is something that is money behind the door you're already talking to. So add this tool onto your tool belt and still focus on the biggest money-making activities, which is going to be knocking doors and selling whatever product that it is that you're doing and recruiting. So what's in it for us? Obviously, we have a real estate investing business. I came from door to door. I still wish I had a door to door team because, again, that's a great revenue source. But we have more opportunities, and the more we give out free value, the more people that think of us when they run into deals, the more deals we help with. So those 3 deals I showed you earlier were just guys that submitted on our form or gave me a call. I closed the deal. I basically handled everything from A to Z with our team. I got them a little small percentage of the cut whenever it closes. So I didn't have to do anything, and they just made money on a lead that they thought was dead. So that's one way to do it. We're happy to always take JV opportunities. We have this link in our bio as well. But at the end of the day, we want to also work directly with teams that want to implement this into their business. We'll do everything A to Z, whether you're running solo and you want to figure out how to do this on the doors, or you have a team of guys. We can implement everything from the contracts, the title work, the negotiations. We have a full course built out for hours of live calls, starting and finding your deal from the beginning to the end, and then working with you and holding your hand until you get these deals across the finish line. So we want to put this into your business so that you guys can make the max amount of revenue and really add these properties to your portfolio rather than just sending it to us. So I know that's not for everyone. At the end of the day, if it's something you think might be a good fit or you want to look into it, book a call on the link below. We're happy to see you on this other side, but we're excited for this. This is going to change a lot of lives. I've seen it happen in our lives as well as all the testimonies of people that have worked with us. So again, if you think this is something you might be interested in, book a call on the link below.